Hey boys, we are back again for another video, but I thought I'd give you guys a little something different because, you've all requested it. I've got thousands of comments saying, we want an educational video about battle points and how do I get them faster. I've seen all the comments, bro. There's been so many comments. It's fucking ridiculous, but so, I'm listening to the fans and we're going to give you that video. So, just sit back, relax, and I'm going to teach you how to do exactly that. All right. So, let's get it started. So, first, let's dive into the cards you want to use for your different troopers. So, because obviously, you're starting with a trooper and you're all trying to get fucking Anakin or Luke or Darth Maul or fucking Grievous. God, I love Grievous. But so all right. So we're gonna start with assault first. So assault, and this card applies to all the classes. So I'll just quickly run over each time I have a new class. But in each class, you always want to run bounty hunter because you gain you gain a small or you gain battle points at an increased rate. That's pretty much all it is. I forget the exact percentage, but that's the like it doesn't get more clear than that. You get battle points at a better rate. So always have that equipped on every single class if you want to get a hero. So no matter what, bounty hunter always on your class. Now for next on assault, if you really want to be technical, scan dart is good because it's better for enclosed spaces because you have a if you fire your scan dart and it scans enemies, if that enemy gets killed by anyone on your team, you get points for that kill if they get killed. So if you use the scan dart and it scans people and they get killed, you get battle points. So there's that. But I find that it's not worth it when you can be using better abilities. So I usually take toughen up instead, and toughen up pretty much just lets you regain your health back. It's like a stim shot from COD or something. You click it and you gain your health back. So I usually take that because it's so fucking good. So next we have the smart iron grenade, and that is just fucking so good. I always use it. It it does. I'm not sure how much damage it does, but probably around 50 maybe. So if you ever see an enemy and they're a bit far away, you throw this and it instantly detonates as soon as it goes past them, or it becomes a close area, and it will always hit them if it explodes on them. So I always take that because it's honestly gotten me so many kills, and I feel like whenever I take anything else, it just like it never works, like it never actually get many kills. But this has honestly gotten me so many kills. So smart iron grenade. So your assault cards, bounty hunter, smart iron grenade, and either toughen up or scan dart. So they're your options. So that's for assault. Now for heavy, you got defend. Oh well, bounty hunter obviously because better battle points at a faster rate. Then we have defender, which means you gain a small amount of score for each hit that you take. So we know that the heavy has 30 more health than any other class. So all the others are at 150, heavy's at 180. So that lets you take that bit of extra hit points so that you can gain battle points and you have more health that you can get hit with so you can survive and still get battle points. And even if you die, you're still getting that little bit of extra battle points, and you don't know how much it might help you or how it might push you over the line to that 4,000. So it's always a good one to take. And then I usually just take improved impact grenade because the radius is increased just for the normal impact grenade, and I think the recharge time is shorter, so that's always good. I recommend that highly. But yeah, you can take whatever card you want. There's nothing that's really gonna help you out too much besides that. So So we have Bounty Hunter, Defender, and Improved Impact Grenade. So they're my three. I highly recommend you guys use those as well. And now onto the Officer. We have Bounty Hunter first, obviously. Then we have Resourceful, and this means all of your abilities have shorter recharge time. And so for the middle ability, L1R1 together, it pretty much buffs all your enemies and yourself if you also have another card equipped that I should go over in a second. But so it buffs all your enemies and yourself, and you actually get more battle points the more people you buff. So this is really good at the start of a game. Say when you first spawn in, you have about your whole team's around you. You can get up to like 15 enemies, and I mean, sorry, 15 friends or whatever teammates. Fucking hell, you get 15 teammates in that, and you can literally get like close to 800 battle points right like straight off the bat like that. That's about 2 kills, and you're already ahead of everyone. So, and now for Resourceful, the reason Resourceful is good, this ability has a shorter recharge time, which means you can use it more often, and that's yeah, exactly. So you can use the ability more often, which means more battle points. So there's no other card that's really better than that besides Bounty Hunter. So there's your obvious second option, and then improved battle command, which is what I was saying earlier. This means that the buffs you as well, and it has a larger radius, which means you can fit more people in the buff, which is fucking heaps good. So you definitely want improved battle command because first of all, even if you're by yourself, you have no enemies. Let's say besides battle points right now, you're by yourself. It literally gives you an extra 100 health, and like that's pretty fucking good. That puts you up to 250 health when you're say 1v1ing someone, like you're just in the shootout and you're shooting them. Like you'll win that if you can hit your shots because you have 250 health. Like it's so fucking good. And then obviously because it has a bigger radius. So those three, we got Bounty Hunter, Resourceful, and Improved Battle Command. So you guys definitely want to take those for Officer, like 100%, if you want to get that hero as early as possible, and hopefully first before everyone. So there's that. Now Specialist. Look, Specialist is a tricky one. It doesn't have the cards that would help you like get battle points faster. Besides Bounty Hunter, all you really have is I'm just gonna tell you guys my cards that I use because I know that it's just not like there's no cards that help you actually get battle points faster. So but if you want to be really technical, you can take the improved thermal binoculars. That it makes the duration for your binoculars last longer, and I'm pretty sure you get a little bit of battle points if say you've marked an enemy with your binoculars. You will get points if that person is killed. And what improved thermal binoculars does is it just makes that duration last longer. So pretty much the longer they last, the more they have a chance of getting killed by someone, which means the more you have a chance of getting battle points. But like the battle points is so minimal, it doesn't really matter. So I always just take personal shield because honestly, I only ever use specialist on crate, and because it's just it's literally flat land at the start. I use it on that first phase, and it is like that's where I can only really play specialist. So I always recommend just taking personal shield, and because you can just roll around. If you get hit once, apply that shield, you're good to go. And yeah. And lastly, I take marksman. Marksman, you get your shots reset every time you get a headshot. So, and this encourages you to go for headshots. Honestly, you guys going for headshots is a fucking game changer, bro. Like I started doing it, and like you won't believe how like I don't care if your fucking aim is shit. Just go for headshots. It will fucking like increase your chances of killing that person rather than them killing you by like 100%, bro. Like it's so fucking worth it. Like just going for headshots. So and with any gun, this isn't just specialists. With any gun, and with specialists especially, you'll kill that person one shot if you hit them with the sniper. Usually, I think it's the IQA11 people usually use. It's 2 shots if you hit him on the body. So marksman hit him headshot. your gun resets, and it's one shot, so it's fucking heaps good. So they're my 1 second. I just got to get a drink of water. So they are all my cards. I'll just quickly go over them again for you guys. We got Assault, Bounty Hunter, Toughen Up slash Scan Dart, and Smart Iron Grenade. Heavy, Bounty Hunter, Defender, and Improved Impact Grenade. Officer, we got Bounty Hunter, Resourceful, and Improved Battle Command. And Specialist, we got Bounty Hunter, Marksman, and Personal Shield slash Improved Thermal Binoculars. Now, I'm also going to try give you guys some tips about what I do in certain maps, what guns I use, because it can make such a difference when you're in the game. Because, like, if you're using the wrong gun on the wrong map or the wrong class, whatever, it can make the difference big time. Like, so I'm gonna just tell you guys what guns I use. Maybe you can throw in some routes or like places I like to go on that map to help. So anyway, start with Takadana. So Takadana, big forest map. I'll just try to give you guys a brief, big forest map, Maz's Castle. I generally like to go officer on this map, but you can go assault as well. Or, um, but yeah, I just prefer officer because at the start, I'm pretty sure on the first order side, you get all your enemies are grouped together at the start, so you get that bonus at the start first, which is good for officer. The buff, the battle command, and then you have your turrets, and turrets are really good on this map because it's so condensed. Like the people at the start, like they're everywhere. So I highly recommend placing a turret somewhere where there's lots of people in a little like runway where they can't really move much. So I highly recommend using that. But yeah, assault and heavy I guess is doable as well, but it's sort of your preferred option. I feel Takadana is not too, you don't need to worry about it too much. So yeah, Starkiller base. Um, for first order, I see a lot of people going specialist because you can sit up that top ledge and shoot snipers from there. Like you can actually get some pretty solid kills from there if you really want to. But if you want to get in the action like me, I fucking get in the action. I go assault or because just it's a really open map and like so people can be pretty far away a lot of times. So officer just won't really work on that. Like it can, but you have to be fucking you know uh Han Solo. You got to hit your shots, man. Like you really do if you're going officer on that map. So I usually go assault just because it's further range and I have the I believe it's the EL16 or sorry, I don't know the gun, but that the eight yeah assault I think is the best for Starkiller base, and that's the same if you're on the resistance side. Go for assault there I think as well, or specialist if you really want. But yeah, now uh Camino, I like to go officer on that first phase because first of all you have everyone at the start nice condensed, so you get that buff that you can usually get a lot of people on that first one, like maybe like 15 even. So you get that first buff, then you move inside, place a turret down in either of the two hallways on your left or right. If you can get a turret down there, that's great because they come through the door, they're already getting shot at, and you can even see the marks, the red dots on the map. Fun fact, if you don't know, your turret shows enemies on the map if it sees them. So you can place that down there, and if you see that red dot on the map, you can go shoot him or whatever, or the turret might even kill him. So there is that, and in Camino, that first phase it's also really condensed. So I do, yeah, like you're always close range, which means officer's obviously the best for that. So there's that. But moving into the second phase, I recommend switching to assault because it tends to move into further range. But hopefully by then you guys will already have a hero. There's usually already two heroes by the time you get to the second phase. So hopefully you guys have the hero. You don't have to fucking you know switch classes. But Now, moving off Kamino back onto Jakku, I think assault Jakku because uh, you can go officer, but like it is again like another pretty medium range map. You want to have that bit of extra distance on your gun, so I recommend assault. And you also need to fucking run this is my worst favorite map, by the way. I fucking hate Jakku. You have to run from the start all the way back and then run all the way through down the fucking desert shit to the point from the if you're the resistance, I think. You have to run all the way down there and like you want that L1R1 boost when you're running with your shotgun. So I recommend that. Yeah, I've seen people go specialist from that top part. If you're on the resistance side, you sit up there and try snipe, but there's honestly just like walls and like obstacles everywhere, so you can't even like really shoot past. So I don't know. I don't recommend specialist. I just recommend assault and officer. It's doable, but you know, like I said earlier, you're running a long way and it's pretty medium range map. So all right, so on to Yavin 4. Yavin 4, I'd like to do Officer because it does not have the boost at the start. I think everyone's split up into like their squad at the start, so it is hard to get that nice like like big buff at the start where you can get some points, which kind of sucks, but it's all good because once you move into that map, it's really condensed, so you're gonna want that close range gun, I think. Unless you're in the middle on the middle defense or the middle attacking objective, like you're gonna want officer. That's what I also recommend. If you're officer, you're gonna want to go either the left or right objective, not the middle, because it is a bit further range. So on the left or right objective, it becomes close quarters because there's walls everywhere. You get nice and close to people, and yeah, so I definitely recommend officer on this map. Yeah, I'm also just gonna say now. I rarely play heavy or specialist just because they are honestly heavy is really good, but specialist there's so many maps where just like specialist like isn't very good. So I only ever use specialist on crate, but I will always use it on crate. So, but heavy you can use on these condensed maps where like you want to defend an objective well and like because I know the TL50, I believe it's a TL50, is a really fucking good heavy gun, but I just prefer I feel like you can earn more battle points with officer, which means officers obviously they're always the better option. I feel like, and same with assault. It's just like you can like the gun on assault is fucking ridiculous. So I always just recommend like going either officer or assault. I don't know why. I just yeah. But if you want to use heavy on these maps, that's fine. Just like the medium to short range maps, they're fine. Like heavy is just as good as any other. So I don't want to like all those heavy lovers out there. I don't know. You do your. I'm not gonna stop you or tell you it's bad. You know, you can do just as well as fucking someone to offset even better. You know. So there's that. Now Death Star 2. This is definitely an officer map. I can almost say for certain it's an officer map. You start off, if you're the first order, or are you? I'm pretty sure if you're the first order, you start between those two little alleyways and you run in and come together. You're gonna want to use your buff there. You don't do it at the start. Wait till the two lines of enemies come together into that one section, and you use your buff. Then you get more. And then you move into close quarters, which is when you really want your officer. So, yeah, definitely you're gonna want to go officer on that map. If you can, by the way, I never mentioned this. Do objectives when you can because they can earn you a fair amount of battle points, especially if you're the one that turns them off or on. Like say you're doing it, but you die before it gets completed. You're not going to get as many as the guy who completes the objective. That person gets 600 battle points if they do it. So you're definitely going to want to be that guy if you're looking to get those battle points. So I recommend doing that if you can at any time. But if it risks you dying, I wouldn't because you can just get a couple kills and that makes up for it for that objective not being done by you. So yeah, I recommend doing those objectives. So yeah, officer on this map can go heavy. I guess it's your choice. Again, like I said, it's heavy's always another option. I just feel officer is better for that for the points. And like the gun on it is so ridiculous. Like SE, yeah, officer gun SE-44C. Always use that gun. Um, it is fucking ridiculous with its attachments, so you're gonna want to use that. Yeah. So now Endor. All right, Endor is really, really good on the first phase for officer. If you take a special route that I like to take for my officer on Endor. So you want to gonna start off. You go over the mountain. I believe if you're resistance or you're the Rebel Alliance. Yeah, the Rebel Alliance. If you're the Rebel Alliance, you're gonna want to go over the mountain, jump down, and go into the cave from behind. And you can usually catch off so many people off guard from behind. So I always do that whenever I'm playing on Endor as officer. Um, if you're officer and you're on um, the Empire side, Galactic Empire, you I just go into the cave as officer. Place your turret facing the door that you entered from because they're going to do what I just said, people. The enemy's going to do what I just said and drop down from the cave and come in from behind. So you're going to want to place your turret there and so that you'll get notified on your map as soon as they're there and you can turn around and maybe even shoot them, kill them, unless your turret hasn't already done that. So you do that, and what I usually do in that cave, just keep checking out the left and right main tunnel coming from where they spawn from. You can usually pick up a few kills if you just get your headshots running. You can go out of the objective, shoot them, come back into the objective, and then move back out and just keep moving back and forth because people will just keep coming through those tunnels, man. They just keep coming. Like, it's ridiculous. So just make sure you get those headshots and you will get some good battle points. And after that first phase, you're definitely going to want to switch to assault because it gets pretty medium range to when you're in the forest. But hopefully you'll have a hero by then, and you won't need to change class like I said on the other map. But now you move into Hoth. Hoth, you can go specialist. This is another good specialist map. I see a lot of people using specialist, but you have to get a vantage point so you can actually see people because it's pretty mountainy. So you need a nice high spot where you can actually see people. And usually, if you're the if you're the Empire, you go to the left, and you can usually get a nice high point on that left side. And vice versa if you're the Resistance or the Rebel Alliance. If you're the Rebel Alliance, you're gonna want to go to the right side, and try to get on that mountain because you can get some pretty nice kills from up there. But me personally, I always just go assault because I feel a lot more confident on assault than I do specialist. So I go assault and just keep moving as assault. Running around the snowy mountains. Try get a high point if you can, and you can just see a lot of enemies and just pick them off. That's the best thing to do. And also doing the objective if you can. I personally never fucking pick up that gun first because that first person will always get killed like 100% of the time. Always pick it up at least second. But yeah, shooting that gun gives you 600 points right off the bat. So I highly recommend shooting it, and it helps the team out if you want to actually win the game. Although it's fucking hard to destroy those walkers if you don't have like an actual good team who keeps shooting and so assault for that game, and yeah. So now Kashyyyk, I like to go officer, and you move on so if you are on I believe it's the Separatists. If you're on the Separatist Alliance, you're gonna want to go on the left side of the map where those huts are, the little huts. Don't go the open side because you're always gonna get wrecked there. You can go left side with officer, and it becomes close quarters because there's all these little huts that make it hard for people to see. So it turns it into close quarters for you, and then you can shred people as an officer. So I recommend doing that. You can also play assault. It is a bit of a medium range map if you tend to stay in the middle more or the right side. So I recommend both those. Heavy. I don't know about heavy on that map. It's a bit iffy, but you do you. And once you move to the last phase, I recommend just going full assault because there's that massive gap between people, and you're gonna need an assault gun for that or a specialist. That's also a nice specialist phase. But yeah. So now Tatooine. Uh, Tatooine, I 100% recommend officer. I do this. Me and my mate do this route all the time. You just you go inside. You try get to the cantina. Canteen is a good one to go for. Set up a turret and sit there and just um uh you sit in that canteen and people will keep coming. And if you can capture that objective, you get so much points. Like first, just for sitting on it, you get points, and then if you actually capture it, you'll get a lot of points. And just officer is so close quarters because there's just buildings everywhere, and it's so like you turn a corner and then you have to turn another corner straight away. Like you know what I mean? Like it's not like far range; it's just short, close quarters. Like you definitely want officer in this map. Um, if you want to try defend an objective well, you can go heavy and try sit above on like on the rooftop and try shoot down on people. That's good if you're just like defending. Um, and then moving on to the last phase, I think still assault. I mean, sorry, officer is best. It's still pretty close quarters, but you should hopefully have same with second phase, but you should hopefully have a hero by then. Hopefully. So now crate. I've already said this before. Crate, I always go specialist, because that first phase is ridiculous. Just for like it's just flat land literally. So you can like just get so many kills just sniping people. So I recommend going for that. Then you move into second phase, switch to assault. I think it's a bit too dark for specialist. You need to actually get close to people so you can actually see them, and then so I recommend assault and go try capture that objective if you can. You always get the points and stuff. So um, if you're if you are the resistance though, I recommend trying out the I forget what they're called, but the things that you fly around in and they drag across the ground, bringing up all the crystals or the salt, the red salt, so that you can't see. But those things, if you're good at those, try them out, and you can actually shoot the walkers and get a lot of battle points from them if your team actually shoots the walkers with the iron disruptors, and then you shoot them with those. You can actually get a lot of points from that, and just killing people on the ground. That's a risk though. I personally just like to go specialist on there. I'm not great at those things, so but you do you. Then the last phase, stay officer, but you should hopefully have a hero by then. But I mean, sorry, stay assault. It's still like a bit of a medium range because you have to shoot. Or actually, for the last phase, I think heavy's definitely really good because you have to shoot those three different I don't know, like they're like power things, I don't know, but you have to shoot them to win. If you shoot those, you can get a lot of points, I think. Yeah, so but if you're the resistance, I recommend just going assault and yeah, trying that. So lastly we have Naboo. Naboo, it's honestly a 50-50 between assault and officer, because officer, it's really good at the start. You get that buff. You're always grouped together at the start. So I always recommend officer at the start. And then later on, if you die, you can switch to assault. But if you tend to stay on one side of the map, I would just stay on officer. But if you're constantly like looking over to the other side, and like trying to get over there, I recommend assault because first of all, if you're looking on the other side, you see enemies, you can try to shoot them with your assault gun because it's far range. But if you're with your officer, you can't. Like it's too hard to shoot them. You know they'll shoot back on you, and you'll honestly die before you can kill them, just because officer is not a long range gun. So I recommend going either officer or assault. If you like staying one side, I recommend officer. I personally go officer, but some time to time I'll go assault. You know, just to because I feel like it and it's a great gun. So moving into the last phase or the second phase, yeah, second phase and last phase, you're gonna want to switch to officer. It becomes very close quarters. You're just in little hallways. It's always best to just go officer. I think heavy's also good for that phase. I think heavy can do some damage to people, some good damage. So I recommend both officer and heavy. Um, I guess that's it then, because I can't really think how you can get battle points faster than that. You know, I think I've given you all my secrets. Hopefully you guys don't use these tips too well and fucking don't let me get heroes. But you know, we'll see who's better. But um, yeah, I guess that's all I have to say for how you can get battle points faster. If you guys liked this video, leave a like and leave a comment. I actually want you guys to comment because if those of you are watching, I actually like reading comments, just not from my mates who are giving me shit about it. Just if you actually like want to leave a comment, just do so and I'll actually respond. So yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed the video and yeah, thanks for watching.